Hi there, and welcome to Pilates Today. My name's Vera. I'm a volunteer health and wellness instructor from Stonebridge Community Services, and today I'm here at the lovely Port Stanley Fitness Center with a gentle Pilates workout, and today we're working on those cranky backs. So I'm just going to start with, in the morning when you get up, if you feel that stiff back, what do you want to do? A lot of us try to touch your toes, or you bring your knees up to your chest, and that might feel great for a while. The problem with that is it's a stretch reflex. So in about 10 or 15 minutes, you get that cranky feeling back again. It's not a long-term solution. Our spine's a little bit tricky. Think of your spine as being the vertebrae being my fist, and the disc between them as being a sponge. The discs are about 65 to 86% water. So throughout the day, as we move around and gravity takes over, the water from that disc gets squished out. And then when we lay down at night and we don't have that gravity compression, the sponges suck that water in, or the discs suck that water in. And in the morning, we're actually about 1/2 of an inch taller. If we start by touching our feet, we're going to be wringing or squishing that water out that's there to help protect our spine. So one of the better options, I think, is mobilizing the spine. And it's easy to do. If you've taken a yoga or Pilates class before, the classic cat-cow will help. This is a nice modified one that you can do seated in a seated position, which I really like because we can do this anytime during the day, even sitting at our computer. So we're going to start by rolling the shoulders back, nice tall posture, sitting up right on the top of your sitting bones. And then let's start with a big breath in through the nose to get that air flowing. And then on the exhale, we're going to tuck that tailbone forward and then start to look down with your eyeballs towards your belly button. And now think of puffing right up through the back of the rib cage. With women, it's right about where your bra strap is. And now a big breath in as we tilt that tailbone to the back wall and lift up through the sternum. And now let's bring our eyeballs up towards the ceiling, which is a nice gentle movement for our neck versus that cranking back, which can again compress the cervical spine. And now from here, tailbone comes forward. We're rounding out, pushing back through the rib cage, bringing our eyeballs down to our belly button. And then on the inhale, tilt that tailbone to the back wall and lift up through the sternum like we're trying to push up, and then eyeballs to the ceiling. About 8 cycles of this in the morning should be a nice start. And then a tailbone comes forward. We're pulling out through the rib cage. We're looking right down at the belly button. Hold it there for a few seconds and breathe. And then a big breath in to tilt that tailbone towards the back wall. Pull up through the sternum, lift up through the eyes, and then tailbone forward. Pulling out through the rib cage, looking right down at your belly button. And then let's come right back to the center. One of my other favorite spinal mobilizations for the morning is just finger painting. You imagine there's a great big canvas. You want to paint it up high and down low. And it's a nice gentle way to warm up the spine and get a little spinal movement going, get the spinal fluid moving a little bit. It even helps with alertness. Perfect. Wherever you like, just going to get some nice gentle movement going. Now all you need today for this workout is, if you have one nearby, it's good to have a pillow nearby. Will help support that head if you need it. We're going to start by lying down on your back. And then just really check how you feel when you get down here. If you feel like your chin's up here and your neck's uncomfortable, be certain to place that pillow down there for a little extra protection. We want you to be comfortable. Now we're going to start with a stretch for the lats, the big muscles of our back. So we're going to let our hands come up towards the ceiling and then widen out through the chest. Make sure the tips of your shoulders are right on the mat. And then we're gonna let one hand come up overhead and the other hand down towards your foot. And then when you get there, reach, 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 like there's something just out of reach that you can't get a hold of. And that's up here and it's down to your feet as well. So just creating opposition and length through your body. Try to keep your ribs heavy as you stretch even further. And then we're gonna just switch one arm up, one arm down. And then reach, 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 both directions, like you're trying to touch your toes and you're trying to touch that wall way out in front of you. And switch. Switch. And one more time, switch. Perfect, and back to the center. Actually, we'll bring both hands down to the floor. I'm going to start with bridging, so we're going to bring the feet up towards the hands, slide the hands down towards the feet, widen out through the shoulders, and now we really want to squeeze the glutes. Glutes are really important for protecting our back, so squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the glutes, and then let the hips just float up. Want a little energy in your toes as you hold it there, and just check your arms are nice and long, the tips of your shoulders are on the floor, you're breathing. And there's equal weight on your right and left shoulders, and keep squeezing the glutes. We want to protect those backs. And then with lots of control, we're going to lower down until our bottom touches. And then a big squeeze of the glute to come up again. And while you're here, you might even want to think of lengthening your knees towards the opposite wall. Holding it there. 4 and 3. We're almost there. Just 2 more. And then when you're ready, lower down. We've got 3 to go. Squeeze glutes and lift through the hips. Energy in your toes. Hold it there for 4 and 3 and 2 and down. And 2 to go. Squeeze, lift, and hold. Glutes, glutes, glutes. Holding and squeezing the glutes, waking up those muscles that are there. It's really important to protect your back. And down. If you need a rest at any time, just do as many reps as you feels right for you. Squeeze, lift, and hold. Last one. Gonna hold it there for 4 and 3. We're almost there. Keep breathing. 2 more. And down we go. Okay, we're going to work our lower abs now, so our muscles down kind of below the belly button. That's where we're targeting. It might be helpful if you can bring your hands behind your back just to give yourself feedback, because we want to keep that natural curve in our low back when we're working. But if that hurts, just leave your hands right here, and then when you lift your leg up and your other leg up, you won't... the goal is to just feel your bottom ribs anchor, so you make sure the knees are in far enough so that your back's nice and flat. If it's okay for your hands to be back there, then you just try to press your back against your hands and wake the core up so that they're doing the work. So really try to tighten through here. But relax your neck and shoulders. Don't bring the tension all the way up. And now the goal here is to be able to move the leg without the back changing. So we're going to start by lowering one foot down towards the floor. And up. And 2. And up. And 3. And now if that's super easy, you just take the foot further away until it's a little more challenging. 2. And 3. And 1 more. And 4. Perfect. And now we're going to lower one leg and then the other. Good job. And now from here, we're just going to work a little higher in the abs. So again, all we want to think about is keeping our natural curves over our back. So again, if it feels bad to be behind your back, just keep your hands right here. If you can keep your hands there, it'll give you a little more feedback. So now we will just want to nod your head like you're saying yes. Imagine there's little wheels around your ears. And so try to feel that lengthening through the back of your neck. A lot of us have a lot of pressure in the lower part of the neck. And then just a gentle press into the mat with your head and relax. Keep that position looking down at your knees, a little gentle press and relax. And now we're just gonna bring your nose up towards the ceiling again and then tuck your chin, roll those ear wheels, and look right at the tips of your knees, and then just keep rolling up without having your back change. For some people, it might help to put the tongue on the roof of your mouth just to get those deep stabilizers to wake up. And then with control, lower it down. We want to keep looking at the tips of the knees as we take a big breath in through the nose and exhale, just lifting to wherever that challenge point is for you. If it doesn't feel right to have your head up, then I'd stay with that first exercise where we were just pushing down and working on your posture, but always remember to keep looking at your knees so that we're working that posture and getting that stress out of your neck. Big breath in. We've only got 3 more to go. If it's okay, let that head float up, just looking right at the tip of your knees. Hold it there for 4 and 3 and 2. And with control, we're going to lower it down. And one more time, double chin, looking right down at your belly button as you float the head up. Hold it there for 4 and 3 and 2 and down. Well done, good job. Okay, I'm going to add on to that first exercise. We're going to just bring one leg up. And now if you were really struggling with that first exercise, let's just stay right here where it's just the foot coming down. So you just be doing one more set. Again, easier if that foot's closer to your bottom, a little harder if the foot's further away. And the goal again is that your back's not moving. You're keeping that energy either against the hands or your bottom ribs are staying down if your hands are up here. So just try not to let the back change at all. Only if that's okay and you feel like you can work even harder, then we bring the opposite hand across. And now as that foot goes down towards the floor, we're going to reach that opposite arm overhead. And up. And 2. Reach. And up. And 3. And up. Just 2 more. You're almost there. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to tap. And very last one, remember, breathe in through the nose. Get the oxygen right up to our brains. Nice and alert and in. Good job. Okay, let's switch sides. So now we're going to let the other leg float up. Cinch the waist so that you feel that energy against your hands. Opposite hand reaches across. The hand's optional. If you feel like you're tired, you can go with just the leg. And now we're going to let that foot go towards the ground as we reach overhead and up. The goal is that you're not feeling your back arch or lift away from your hand or the mat at all. Again, if it's easy, you try taking that foot further away. And we're reaching that arm, trying to be nice and long. And we've only got 2 more to go. 2. Almost there. And just 1 more. Last one. Perfect. Well done. Okay, let's lower that foot down. And when you're ready, just roll over so that you're facing me. Now again, depending on your arm flexibility, it's fine to have your arm under your neck, but for some people that's not a really good position. So you might want to make sure you have a nice big pillow there instead but just make sure you're not letting that head hang. Think of that spine always being straight. As soon as we're letting something hang out there, we're putting a lot of pressure on those vertebrae. And then with the legs, we're just gonna reach out. And the next thing we do is we just lift up through that bottom waist. So we don't want to lay on our side and just succumb to gravity. We're always keeping our muscles working and our core awake. That's all part of protecting the back. One of the deeper layers of abdominals is called the transverse, and it wraps around us like a little safety belt. So we always want to have those muscles engaged because they're our back protectors. And now with that nice long waist, we're going to glue the inner thighs together, feet are together, and just lift both legs up and hold it there. So now we're working the muscles between the ribs and the hips. Really important if you carry groceries or anything in one hand, you need to have that spinal stability. And down. And now big breath in, and we're just going to lift and hold. Hold it there for 4 and 3 and 2 and down. And again, lift and hold. We're going to hold it there for 4 and 3. Relax the neck, and 2 and down. And one more time, just going to hold and lift. 4 and 3 and 2, almost there, and down. Well done. From here, we're going to fold our knees up. So we're imagine you're against an invisible wall and it's behind you, so your feet are lining up with your bottom. So we don't want to come too far this way. And now the goal is to have your hip and your belly button facing forward. So we're going to glue our feet together and just open the knees as far as you can. And just hold it there. Just open, open, open. 4 and 3 and 2 and relax. And open. Trying to open just and make it all hip. If we lose access to movement in our hip, we substitute by rolling our body. Our brain really wants to get the movement done. So really focus on keeping the hips facing forward because we want to dive into those deep glutes because again, they're a big important part of protecting our back. And down. And open and hold. 4. Try to go open, open, open. 3. Almost there, just 2 more. And down. And one more time, open and hold. 4 and 3 and 2 and down. Nice job. Okay, from here we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. So we would just want to place our hands down so that they're underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips and nice and wide. You want a good base of support. Next, imagine somebody's going to give you that big push and they can't push you over because your core is engaged and it's there protecting your back. Let's tuck our toes in so we have that stability. And the next thing I want you to think about is just trying to engage these muscles right under your arm because they're going to help kind of glue your shoulder blades to your arms. Keep everything stable. And now when you're ready, we're going to reach one leg out. So just stretching that leg. Let's push into the heel. And now if you're not used to this exercise, you might just want to start by lifting your hand a little bit because you don't want to lift up and fall over. You just want to get used to that stability. But if that's okay, try reaching your hand as far away from your foot as you can. So stretch, and hold it there. Reaching in both directions for 4. Keep breathing, and 3, and 2, and down. Good job. And then let's let our hips be a little wider. We're going to come up here and just give your wrists a little break. Go the other way. And then we're going to give our hips, so we want to practice just rocking back and forth with a straight spine. So Just we gotta loosen up those hips, because if the hips are too tight, then we tend to go into our low back. Okay, now bring the knees back underneath your hips. Fingers are nice and wide, a little more energy in the side of your thumb might help get out of those wrists. You might even want to reach out a little bit further if that bend in your wrist is bothersome. And now with the other leg, we're going to reach, reach, reach. Let's press into the heel and see how far you can go. And then when you're ready, unweight that hand. And only if that feels okay, then we reach a little bit further. And see how far you can reach. We're pressing. That heel as far away from the hand as we can. Hold it there for 4, and 3, and 2, and down. Good job. From here, we're going to drop down to the elbow. And I'm going to let you use whichever version of a plank feels right for you. So if you'd rather get off those knees and kind of just bring the feet up, you can. Hold it there and keep breathing. 4, and 3, and 2. And you can either take a little break here and come back up, or you can come right out to that full plank, pressing into the heels, working all those muscles of your core. Really important for back protection. 4, keep breathing. 3, and just 2 more. Almost there, last one. And now let's let the hips drop down. So for some people with disc-related back pain, hanging out in this position will be really therapeutic. It will help kind of get the disc to the bulge. If you have a disc bulge type situation, might help to alleviate that. Another thing you could do is, if it's okay, push up even further. And just trust your body. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. But for some people, this will give a tremendous amount of back relief. Just hang out there for a second. A couple more deep breaths. Try to breathe right into the back of the ribs and expand through the ribs. One more. Good job. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to turn our head all the way over to the other side, because that way you'll still be facing me when we work our other side. And now when you're ready, we're going to reach both feet out, connect the inner thighs, and just lift, 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 holding it there for 4. Trying heels, balls of the feet together, necks relaxed. Don't bring all the tension up into your neck and shoulders. I think we made it to 1, and down. And again, we've got 4 more to go. 4, and 3, and 2, and down. And let's squeeze, lift, lengthen, and hold. 4, relax the neck. 3, and 2, and down. And again, squeeze, lift, and hold. See how far you can bring your toes from the top of the head. Relax the neck and down. One more time, working those important muscles of the side of our abs, because that's where we tend to be really weak. 4, and 3, and 2, and down. And now just that bend of the knee, we're almost done. Hips, belly button facing forward as we open and hold. 4, and 3, and 2, and down. Got 4 to go. Open and hold, keeping those hips facing forward. Relax the neck. And down. And open. See how far you can open. Get those deep glutes working. They're really important for our back. And down. 2 more. Open and hold. 3, 2, and down. Very last one. Open and hold. 4, and 3, and 2, and release. Well done. When you're ready, Come on up to seated. I've hoped you've gotten some tips and tricks that will help with your back. I hope it will help you feel better. I hope you enjoyed the program. And we're just going to finish off with a final stretch. So you can sit however you're comfortable. And let's start by just rolling the shoulders back. We're going to bring the hands on top of the head. Try to go as tall as you can, pushing into the hands. And then from here, we're going to let the hands come behind the head. Look down towards your feet or your belly button. And then just gently press your head into the hands like somebody's pushing a pie in your face. And then widen your elbows out just a teeny bit more, like there's a wall behind you. And now let's just bring our eyeballs up towards the ceiling and see if you feel just a little bit more of a stretch. Nice deep breathing. And relax. One more time, look down towards your feet, pie in the face. Elbows to the back wall, eyes to the ceiling. Hold it there. 4 and 3 and 2 and relax. One final breath all the way up to the sky. Let's pick some invisible apples over our head. 3 more, stretch. 2 more, stretch. Very last one. And then both hands reach for the sky. And come on down and take a bow. Really appreciate you being here today. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Pilates Today.